We live in a world where Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Welcome into NFL Afters. Friends, family, loved ones, brought to you by...
Shout out to him. What did Marshawn call him again?
Hey, he just had some interesting thoughts about lineage and hair color, apparently. But welcome into NFL Afters, brought to you by our friends at PointsBet. I am once again Laurie Horesh. I am joined by the man with one name and one
Jimmy!
dream.
Oh, sorry. Jeez. It's when you stand on my foot. That's right. Jimmy!
Still searching for the last name. We are Super Bowl bound in less than a week. And so are the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Congratulations to both. Am I applauding one of those efforts more than the other? We'll find out.
Obviously, Patriots, went through that tough rebuild.
And
a
true... a baker's row, a pillow fluffer's row of quarterbacks. It certainly wasn't a murderer's row of quarterbacks.
No.
This season, capped off by Jared Stidham performing admirably early, and then the snow.
The one throw.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the snow decided that there was no play, no offense left. Look. We can start with the AFC Championship game because I think it'll probably take a little less time. But we do see the Patriots come back, a huge 5-year rebuild that really threw there. I had a couple of Pats fans message me and they're like, I'm just so happy and relieved. I'm like, yeah, it's been a real struggle for you. We all pour one out.
Yeah. They're like, we went through those 2 quarterbacks, 3.
One of the ones that you got to play in the AFC Championship game, Jarrett Stidham, former Patriot, former Raider. Look, this one, I'll give credit to the Patriots defense. I will give credit to them kicking a field goal when they did. When the Broncos...
Did you like the game?
I liked it early. And again, full respect to the Denver Broncos defense played awesome. I think the Denver Broncos defense probably gave the Seahawks a couple of looks that they might enjoy. Not the Seahawks defense needs a lot of help.
No.
They gave up some points against the Rams. Buckled down late.
Pat Surtain once, and then they're like, not again.
Yeah, there's been people... Look, Pat Surtain, I don't think has had as consistent a season this year.
Yeah. But injuries and...
Yeah, and there's health's part of that. But people... you gave up the touchdown where they schemed him really nastily in the previous week in the divisional round, and they got gave up an open touchdown in the right corner there. But people trying to claim that he was overrated and stuff. He came out early in that game and had a rep where he just pinned his man to the boundary with one arm, located the ball the whole way. He didn't need GPS or anything. Not like me
easy.
trying to navigate my way to the shops.
Yeah,
he knew where everything
was. His phone out of the way, scrolling on Twitter, looking at you got time.
Slap that thing away and you're like, okay, that's the Pat Surtain we're getting today.
Yeah.
So credit to the Broncos defense, but look, they did not have enough on offense. And
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do they have, because we'll be over there soon. I've lived there, but I never looked it up when I was over there.
Mm.
Do they have BOM over there, which is our Bureau of Meteorology?
Yes.
Because it was 2 very different games, right? When the snow came down. And I know a lot of people have talked about it, about, whether they should have gone, for the 3 points and then they'd be up 10-0.
Do you have a thought on that?
Well, I'm like, did you look at the weather? Because if you knew that was coming,
yes,
I would have taken the kick.
So I heard an argument put forward by an analyst. I'm not trying to, hammer anyone, but smart guy, analytics, forward, watches tape, all that kind of stuff. And he said, look, this was the time to score points because this is when the weather is good, so you go for it. I actually think the opposite.
Yeah.
I think this is a time where points are valuable. Points are on offer. And this 3...
Take what you can get.
If you watched what that football looked like in the snowstorm...
10-7!
If you watch they couldn't move the ball. That 3 points... To get that 3 points on the board later in the game was like scoring 2 touchdowns worth of effort. It was worth way more than the 3.
All the people talked about the percentages of it, and if you go for it, and this is what you get.
You know that's coming.
But that's what I'm like. Do they have BOM? Did someone look at the radar?
Yeah.
Open Apple.
Yeah.
Look at it's not as trustworthy as the BOM.
No.
But just look at it and go, this is coming.
Yeah.
Let's just kick the ball while it's easy to kick.
Yeah.
You know what? No one kicks a ball. We need to send people over.
Yeah. Has anyone ever looked at how good we are at kicking a ball? Stephen, Sharon.
Where you want him? You're on point there.
My preference, the Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh, you love a Gilbert.
I had a Randwick Rugby Club Gilbert when I was young, and that was just spoke to me. That if
shout out to the Galloping Greens.
The Galloping Greens. Shout out to the Randwick Green under 10s 97-98 summer.
Undefeated.
Lost their first game. Beat that same team in the final at Roland Park. I still have the celebration jersey.
Yeah.
And I still remember. I think it fits over one arm. I was 9.
Yeah.
Whoa, God, that was a good season. I still remember the sip of that 600ml Coke Buddy as I watched my stepbrother, Miles, and I believe one of our guys on our team, Eddie Curran, hit the winning runs and notched on. It was probably the height of my sporting career, only 30 years ago. How did we get there?
I don't know.
I'm lost. I need to sit down.
Yeah.
He fakes left. He fakes right. He fakes to fake.
We're talking about sending Australians over to kick.
Yeah, sure.
Something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
We
was a
should.
Good kicker in that other game from Australia.
Yeah, we might touch on Michael Dixon's efforts in a bit. But look, that game, I mean, the points were on the board early there. I think if you know that weather's coming, that's the decision you make. They tried to kick later, and we literally saw what happens in the snow. Ball doesn't fly very high. Big hand comes up from a New England Patriots defensive player and knocks that thing.
Not enough people kicking balls. They didn't watch South Park. Not enough Rochambeau.
You think that's what? And look, where was South Park based?
Yeah.
The state of Colorado. Sometimes the solution is in your own backyard.
Right in front of you guys.
It was there, guys.
Right there.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You know, if you'd Rochambeau'd your way through the AFC Championship.
Rochambeau. I got that.
Copyright's going to be fun this week. But look, you give credit to the Patriots defense. Drake May, the things I take away from this is he proved he can throw a nice spiral when asked to downfield in the snow on the flea flicker.
Yeah.
And credit to McDaniels for dialing that one up. And whether they were called plays or improvised plays, his legs were damaging.
Yeah.
He ran really savvily and really effectively, and that was what held this game out of reach for the Broncos desperately late on. And that's something that I think the Seahawks are going to have to come up with a plan for. Who's the spy? Who's the May spy in this one? Because from a secondary standpoint, we feel good. Linebackers, Ernest Jones, picking balls off for fun. The defensive line, the talent we got up there, we feel good. So what's the break glass in case of emergency for the Patriots? And I don't want to get into the matchup orders yet, but maybe it is May's legs. And who's spying? Is it a Nick Emenwari? 6'3", 225, runs like lightning.
When I think spying, I'm not thinking Seahawks. I'm thinking Patriots.
Yes.
Yes. That's what you get for.
You know what feels good? You know what I felt swelling?
Kicking someone when they're down. What?
You know what I felt rising?
What?
And it hasn't been there. And it hasn't been this year. We love Drake May.
Yeah.
We're very
Drake May.
I don't know how many times we can say it. Pro Drake May podcast. Pro Drake May channel. But you know what I felt stirring? And it was the resentment. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
They didn't suffer long enough.
No, they didn't suffer long enough.
It's too soon.
It's too soon.
And that institutionalized neutral hatred for the Pats dynasty.
I know
it's rising again. It's bubbling.
And people, there's nothing like people don't love getting together more than to bitch about someone else or something else. Share, what is it? You're the shared enemy. You're my friend. Or whatever it is.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. So I'm like, there will be people joining in that.
I don't think it's like. And it's like the new Coke in the 80s. You know the famous campaign?
Yeah.
They had the original Coke, and they brought a new Coke, which was a splash but wasn't popular, and then they rebounded and won the Coke Wars by bringing back classic Coke.
Yeah, Narcos, great show.
And it went, and it went straight through the roof. Yeah. And that's what I feel we've got rising here. We had the classic Patriots hatred.
Yeah.
And it got all, we got to the end of it. We celebrate, Brady's done. Okay.
I think it was a little bit as well because Brady went and won with the Bucks as well. So people were sucked into Patriot fans. He's won somewhere else.
And then we kind of tried this thing of, actually, I'm enjoying Patriots football. I like this Drake May guy. You know, Trayvon Henderson's fun. Ramondre Stevenson's revived. Will Campbell's a good quote, if not a great blocker right now.
So someone tweeted the Ralph Wiggum thing where he's just diving through the glass.
But I think people are looking, they want no more new Coke. They want the classic Coke back. They want the classic Patriots hatred back. And I think it's building amongst the neutrals. And I think the Seahawks, once a very trendy bandwagon team, are going to have a lot of neutral support.
And a great story. I mean, we should go there because we are going to preview the game. But Seahawks 31, Rams 27.
Yeah.
I think probably 3 of my favorite games this year were between these two teams.
Is this one of the great sporting rivalries in the world of sport now?
Yeah.
I mean, Ravens and Steelers, we can put that one away, particularly with the Steelers head coaching hire.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow.
Any thoughts on him?
Today we spell uninspired Mike.
I just don't understand. I mean, quickly on that, Mike McCarthy, who, was looking after your Cowboys for a while.
So he says.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott played his best football the second that Mike McCarthy leaves the door.
Yeah. But I just think nowadays, we keep giving, hires to these young coaches, in their 30s, and they're doing so well. I mean, look at the two coaches.
Look what the Steelers did with Tomlin.
I know.
And beforehand, the Steelers have not missed when it comes to hiring head coaches. This is their fourth in since the merger.
Yeah.
And
I just take I didn't really understand.
This felt so safe.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
No,
in the safe way that doesn't end well.
No, like in a safe choice of like, you looked around, maybe you didn't like, but I'm like, there are so many hires that we've seen, and like we've all, jumped on Twitter and be like, oh, why did they hire this Sean McVay guy? Why did they hire this Mike McDaniel guy?
Yeah.
And, they've turned out so well. So like, want to take a flyer on something? Like, I don't know. I thought it was very uninspired. And then what if
that's what they did.
What?
That's what they did. It just dawned on me. The Seahawks have made the Super Bowl with a quarterback called Mike a head coach, Mike. Yeah, McDonald. And they've gone, we'll just do the same thing, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, because we couldn't get Mike McDaniels because he went to the Chargers.
They're just working down.
Where Mike Mix? We got to pick one of the Mike Mix.
If he said no, they were just going to go ask
Ronald McDonald.
No, they were just going to go to M&M's and ask Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's tied to the Detroit Lions, though.
I think
he's a special teams consultant, actually. Yeah.
So there you go.
He's big on the third phase of the football.
Sorry, anyway.
See you back to the great rivalry.
Back off the Steelers.
Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah.
It is
3 great games this year, potentially. And again, I was hanging out with friends over the weekend because there is this fascination, there's this bubbling of the game, obviously, because as this season ends, we're so much closer to the first game next year here, right, in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was asking me, I saw Isaac Heaney out on the weekend, and Isaac was going, who's the team? Tell me, Jim. You're in there. And I'm like, I don't actually know.
Is that why I had a missed call from you?
Yeah. Calling Laurie. I'm like, I know a bloke. I know a guy. But potentially it could be the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So we could get the replay of the NFC game. It's
the hottest game in the league right now. Like it is. I mean, I know we've got the Mahomes comeback and all these kind of things.
But I'm at the 3 games this year between those two.
Belters. This was the blowout, 4 points.
Yeah. It was a one-sided affair. I mean, look at some of the stats here. Like I think they both had great games. Stafford, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sam Darnold, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Took 3 sacks, faced pressure. Pass protection was good, but did face a bunch of pressure. Delivered strikes while getting hit. And
some of those he makes a touchdown pass or whatever, just getting laid out as he's going down.
The one to Jake Bobo, cult favorite. That one he was getting hit. The one to Jackson Smith and Jigba where it's a beautiful design and he gets open. Yeah, he's open, but he's getting walloped.
And where was he before their offensive coordinator? Where was he calling plays? Vikings, was it?
Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, they take. I think they go back all the way to San Francisco. Him and Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Well, I text. I mean, we got a question from Dan Muggleton a little later in the hot mic, who's a Jets fan, and I text him, and I was like, "Who's more upset, Jets fans or Vikings fans?" And he was like, "Vikings."
Yes,
because like Jets fans, we can't develop a quarterback.
No,
they had them there. They had the big winning season. Yeah. Yes, he fell off the air, but I'm like, you could just run it back.
Contributor Boxy sent the post saying that I think Jets fans will agree that if Sam Darnold can cost the Patriots, division rivals, the Jets a Super Bowl, then he was indeed worth a third overall pick.
Yeah.
I was like, well done.
Good gear.
There's some phenomenal social work, and the people are rallying around Sam Darnold as they should. Yeah. And we'll look when it comes to that game and what we've got lined up. Sam Darnold coming off the best performance of his career.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think he's 0 a lot against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the team that started so much of the negative. This is the ghost team.
The ghost team, yeah. The team.
This is Carl Van Noy after they ain't giggling about it when asked about it. Not to knock Carl Van Noy, but
it's fine, yeah.
If I was the opposition defensive player that had made someone feel like that, I probably would be giggling as they said, "Oh my god!" It was broadcast on air. It was rough that it was done like that. Yeah. It was, and it's something that followed him forever. This is his 5th stop.
Who was it? The one someone posted? I don't know what broadcaster it was or something with him. He was the ghost dressed in the Ghostbusters gear, and he's like, "I'm not seeing ghosts anymore." And he was like sucking in the Rams players as ghosts. I don't know if you saw that. It was very good.
And he's had massive issues against Chris Schuler, the Rams defensive coordinator, who's given him absolute nightmares. I mean, and now he gets to attempt to slay, the ultimate demon, and the where this really felt like it all started, all that negativity that went and the rehabilitation started with the Panthers, and there were some signs of life there. Then he went to the great quarterback. If you're talking about a rejuvenation center for quarterbacks, I know their electrical field is a little suspect. The San Francisco 49ers will revive a quarterback.
Can I say that really quickly? This is from Chase_senior on Twitter.
Yes.
And so the Patriots are going to be practicing at Stanford.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks are practicing at San Jose State.
Yeah.
So neither of them
are going near the power plant.
Never going to the plant, which, considering everything that's happening, we're hearing players coming out now, reaching out to their agents. I'm like, it's a
John
huge
Lynch,
story
the general
now.
manager, said we're going to have to look at this. Now, whether that's lip service, we'll see.
We're going over.
Yeah.
Do we train there for a week? And then see if we
become Spider-Man? Welcome to the most radioactive NFL show in Australia. Yeah, I was interested to see if anyone got stationed there. And
No.
So the Seahawks are training at San Jose State, and the Santa Clara is way closer to San Jose than it is to San Francisco. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff about Seahawks need to stay well away from that, especially with the Patriots' luck this season. We need to keep the Seahawks in bubble wrap all the way until game day. Should they just fly in on the day?
Can I say as well, just quickly, obviously the Rams are out. Stafford's still favourite for MVP.
Should be.
And,
should be the one.
Yeah. And I just think, especially what we've seen, not that it plays into it, but what we've seen in the playoffs, I just don't think, I'm going to preview the game in a sec, but I don't think we've seen enough from Drake. Drake May, whereas Stafford's been really consistent again. I thought that was a great game from him as well.
It was superb. Yeah. The throws he were making were outrageous.
That one of the Puka in the corner, Boxy here was losing his mind at the group.
And it was different, it was pegged up, balls down the sideline, in tight coverage. It was Sam Darnold. The throw to Devontae Adams a week or so ago, to seal that game in the frosty conditions to the sideline. It was.
What was that play? Before halftime when he started running, and I'm like you're not going to get anywhere or do anything. I'm like, the ball's going to change over. I'm like, and he was running in slow motion. I'm like, just get down. What are you? What are you doing?
The fourth down where DeMarcus Lawrence had him, and he was just like, nah, got some dad strength in me.
I know.
You could see him carrying It was DeMarcus Lawrence who was on his back, but really it was 12 bags of groceries and some training
I'm
kits.
not doing two trips to the car. No. This is it.
This is it. Someone kick the gate open for me now.
Son, get out here. Charlie.
It was just, the performance from those quarterbacks. It's why you and me feel a certain way about, who's winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We thought that the NFC Championship was the decisive game, and that'll decide who our champion is, and I still think that. Seahawks have been the most complete team, and I think, for the Rams, who will be licking their wounds, particularly Devontae Adams, who remains winless in half a dozen NFC Championship game appearances.
7 games? That's just
it's outrageous, the record that he has.
Do we do the preview? We were going to do Sneaky Snake. Do we just talk about the game now then? Do you want to hold your Sneaky Snake, or do you want to do it?
We can do Sneaky Snake after the game preview. Okay. That's fine. Yeah,
because I think we're both in agreement. Yeah. I don't think this is close.
I
think the Seahawks could just run over the top of this team.
I think it's more than one score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is 14.
I think I think Patriots fans.
I don't want to be disrespectful Patriots. No. This isn't where that's coming from. But from what I've seen in the eye test and the season and everything, and especially in the finals, Drake made to me. Yes, he made some great plays with his legs. We don't know if he called that one himself, whatever. But I'm like, I just haven't seen it. I think we saw two different games. In that game,
once again, he was sloppy against
down.
The Texans.
The Texans wasn't great as well. And from what I've seen from Seattle, and that defense is scary. And that game from Darnold was so impressive.
And 1 month and change from hitting free agency, Kenneth Walker potentially hitting free agency, but his contract is up. Kenneth Walker is playing the best football of his life.
That one run when they got the camera on top, the sky one.
Yeah.
It's
been described as Madden play.
Yeah. That's literally Madden. If someone did that to you, you'd be like, oh, it never happened in real life.
Yeah. It's like when you played a wrestling game on Nintendo 64 and you saw how a sharpshooter was done, or how a hip toss was done, or a power slam. And then you saw Bret the Hitman Hart wrestle. You're like, that's the technician. They just copied what Bret the Hitman. They loaded his movements in, and everyone got them in the
dots all over him.
And that's what that juke move looked like. And I just want to pour one out for Omar Spates, who is number 48.
Pour one out?
Pour one out. Number 48 for the Rams, who was the victim of the Kenneth Walker moves, plural. He was left with broken ankles that recent visitor to Australia, Allen Iverson, would be proud of. So Walker's playing phenomenal football. Look, two really good head coaches, McDonald and Vrabel.
Yeah.
Right? Two really good offensive minds in Kubiak and Josh McDaniel.
Shout out McDonald. He hasn't seen it. He sees his son 1.5 an hour a week, just like our own ESPN laws.
That's it. Mr. Charlie.
Charlie, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go to Newcastle. I see you half an hour. Get back and plan NFL.
You say that, where I got a message. I was on the way down. It's like, someone's very upset that they missed you this morning. Can you FaceTime? And I broke the rules of the quiet space. There's the quiet space train.
In the train.
On the train. Very good. Yeah, I looked around. There was no one there.
Okay, yeah. I was about to
Sorry,
say,
New South Wales Transit. No one was around. I was like, Charlie, I'm here.
You're not really a rule breaker.
No. I'm a good boy.
I
I'm a
wait till I
good
get
boy.
some of those silver tequilas in you over at Super Bowl.
Yes, well, it's a big week. It's a long week.
Yeah.
But what we talking
great
about?
You're saying great head coaches. You're saying
Great
great
head coaches,
matchups.
great defensive,
Yeah.
Defensive minds obviously from the head coaching staff down on both sides of the ball. But offensive line, Seahawks are better.
Yeah.
Defensive line, Seahawks are better. Secondary, both have some strengths in there, but Seahawks are better. I think the linebackers are better. Running back, Ramondre's been revived. You have Henderson there who can feature in, not primarily, but Kenneth Walker is playing outrageous football. I think the receiving core is better with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the quarterbacks. Drake May is your second team All-Pro and likely going to be runner-up to MVP. Sam Darnold has not done that this season, but Sam Darnold is playing outrageously hot football as well. The only spot on that team where I really look and go, I could say the better player this season would be Drake May at quarterback. And yes, quarterback is the most important position, and people will probably scream saying that. Yeah. But the way that Seahawks team has played, the gauntlet that they've come through the NFC, which is the far better. Like this AFC, and this is not a shot at the Patriots, because I know I said, like, is this Patriots team like the most in recent memory where they've made the Super Bowl and we're still going, are they good? Like, how good? Are they really good? Are they good?
Look, I think you can have that conversation. I just quickly want to say, look, I've seen a lot of people saying they don't deserve to be there.
Of course
I am a big believer in, like, you can only beat the people in front of you, the team in front of you, whether it be injuries or even the schedule that you have. Like, you only beat those people.
It's not about the Patriots. It's about the AFC.
Yes.
This is probably the worst campaign a conference has put up in a long time. And I know injuries play part of that, but the injuries weren't going, the form wasn't going the way of the Chiefs before Mahomes got injured.
Yeah.
Lamar in, Lamar out, Baltimore Ravens disappointed. Cincinnati Bengals were built to fail. Injury to Joe Burrow or not on that side of the ball. Pittsburgh Steelers did the Pittsburgh Steelers things. The Texans were built on half side of the football. The Chargers went through what the Chargers always do with injuries and, completely flatulent offensive line in front of a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
So the AFC is insanely disappointing. One of the worst. One of the worst I can remember from an entire conference.
You look at
pull your finger out.
Do you want to do the ISO? AFC, pull your finger out. Ding. I just as well. I mean, you look at all the stuff, like the coverage of those two games. Like we watched the first game and the second one. It was like all the stats about the Rams and the Seahawks, like just how superior they were and how like they're basically top 2, top 3 in so many different categories. I'm like, it didn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Like I said it, you said it. Like it's the Super Bowl that we saw so many weeks, before this happened. And we've said it years. This has happened many years. This happened before. Like look back in previous years.
And we saw it all. We saw, and particularly we saw what makes Seattle so complete. Special teams, Michael Dixon with just a punt that looked like a nightmare to try and bring down, and it turned out to be a nightmare for the Rams.
Even though there was one before, a couple before that, I can't remember who it was, and someone overran, like they went part, but if they stayed in front, they would have been able to jump on that ball.
Absolutely. I mean, the special teams execution there, the completeness of their defense, because the Rams secondary has been the bit that you can get to and can take advantage of, and they were. And people say, how good can Seahawks defense be? It's 58 points in this one. They gave up 27. Yeah, well, you saw all of it, because how many points were given up in the final quarter? Bubkas, 0, donut, bagel, nothing. So we really did see, like, we had, 28-point quarters in that, and then we go straight into a 0-point quarter, not with the aid of a blizzard and snowstorm and whatever else was going on. Igloos being built in the middle of, the halfway line. But
got the leaf blowers out, snow blowers.
Oh, we're talking about
lawns?
Yards? Are we talking about lards? But look, I think that was an amazing game. Again, we've called it before when these two play, it's an advertisement game. This is the rivalry in the NFL right now. Beyond anything else, it is absolutely sensational.
I think the best thing, whoever makes those decisions, the best thing you can do is give us that game, because it'll start the season.
Yes.
So everyone around
Send
the
it
world
to
will
Melbourne.
watch, right? Everyone around the world will watch. You'll watch it back. And I know, probably some of those fan bases will be disappointed that isn't happening back there. But you are advertising the game around the world, and this will be the best advertisement to have the first game here in Australia between these two teams. Everyone's mouth will be watering for this. I mean, especially if Seattle win and the Rams are like, we want to knock them off round one. Say
revenge
Stafford's
on the
back.
mind.
Whoever needs, just do it. Make that decision. Make it happen.
You want to showcase everything that the NFL can be about. Every phase of the football. You don't have to worry, this one's going to be one for the purists. It's going to be a 17-14, and the Aussies will love it because they love hard hitting. Okay, sure. This one's going to be 45-43, and we're going to score touchdowns for fun, and there's no punts, and we'll love it because they're scoring. okay, sure.
I've sat down this season.
This is everything.
Yeah, I've sat down this season with more non-NFL people than I probably ever have in my life. And again, those games are the games that stood out.
Yeah.
Like, and they watch them, they go, wow, this is what I want to watch.
So if the mantle is down there, let's get that game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in what, 8 months time?
8 months time. That's crazy.
8 months time. It is ticking. The handover is almost here. All right, sneaky snake take. Okay, and I'm gonna have to go to the phone. The Macca's hot take.
The phone.
The Macca's hot take hotline is not firing up yet, but I am pulling up some content off the phone.
This is the sneaky.
This is the sneaky snake take.
Take.
This is the sneaky snake hot take. It's all coming together at this point. And this relates to one Mr. Sam Darnold. And I wonder whether this quote, it's getting a lot of run, actually is a little bit of a hidden factor as we go into this week. And this is Sam Darnold after the victory when asked about being the first quarterback from the 2018 class, the heralded one that has Josh Allen and Lamar and Baker, Josh Rosen, to make it to the Super Bowl.
Draft class that includes Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, the first one to make it to a Super Bowl. What does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, I actually made it in 23 as well when I was in San Francisco. So, no, I'm just messing with you. No, it's...
Okay.
So great. Also, great gear.
Great line. Owning where he's been, owning the journey, owning the past. But actually, though, he was there. His offensive coordinator was there. Sam Darnold didn't play in a Super Bowl. He doesn't have experience of what it's like to walk out and take those snaps. But what he has seen is the circus. And he's seen what that week looks like from a unique vantage point, from a position that he doesn't hold this time around. This time he is the centerpiece. This time he is the starting quarterback for a team in a Super Bowl. But he's seen the hurt. He's seen the loss. He's been in those locker rooms and he's seen how the emotional toll, rises and falls over that week. And for two quarterbacks in Drake May and Sam Darnold and two teams, the core of these rosters that have not been to this point.
Yeah.
I know it's not. We're not sitting here talking about the Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys playing in the Super Bowl. And it's been that long since anyone in the franchise there. But this is not Tom Brady's Patriots, and this is not the Legion of Boom Seahawks.
Hey, if the Patriots go through their rebuild, Cowboys and the Browns can too.
Their rebuild's on layaway.
They haven't even got any tools.
Yeah, card
no wood,
declined.
Nothing. Just standing there going, I'm in an empty paddock.
Just hoping wind will just gust some nice
Sticks.
branches into place. Look at those leaves falling. There's a roof. But yeah, could this actually be a factor here where for two franchises that don't have Super Bowl pedigree within that playing roster or experience throughout a lot of Mike Vrabel obviously being a Super Bowl winning player and being on, the staffs that he's been on, but obviously his time in the Patriots dynasty has some, but for that playing crop and for these iterations of these rosters, you've got a starting quarterback that has overcome so much, but he also does carry in his back pocket just a little bit of window of experience that I wonder if that could really help. For all the talk about Sam Darnold's got to stay calm and we don't want to get, the quick footsteps, get happy feet, ghosts, all that kind of stuff. He actually brings something to this week that the other side doesn't. He's been through it. He's seen the worst of it. He hasn't played in this spot, but he's uniquely sat in chairs and seen what's gone wrong, what's gone right, and how to deal with what is truly an absolute zoo of a week.
Yeah, and look, that's so many athletes have said that, in the past. Like, I mean, they go into it saying it doesn't matter.
It's another game.
No, but it's not. It's not another game. It's not that at all. And it makes a huge difference having been there. And again, whether or not you're playing is actually kind of irrelevant. It's actually better not to have played. I remember, in the NBA, Steph Curry said, how are you so cool, calm, and composed? He's like, my dad, Dell. He's like, I grew up on basketball courts, in the change rooms, in the NBA. So by the time he left Davidson and went to the NBA, he was like, I've seen all this. This isn't daunting to me.
You think we got the name Kubiak high up on one of these stars. You think he's not talking to everybody, not just his dad, but you think he's not talking about everyone in the Shanahan tree about it? This is where this comes from. Equally for, Vrabel, obviously more experience in this week and in this stage, especially given what I mentioned with his playing career. But yeah, it's just a little sneaky one that I'm watching here when it comes to Sam Darnold. There's going to be a lot of talk this week about the Ghosts and his record versus the Patriots. There's going to be a lot of talk about last time these two teams met 11 years ago, the revenge that will still be on the mind for a defense-led team in Seattle that has changed it from LOB to MOB. That's all the social posts, but they still very well in contact with that previous generation and the pound of flesh and more that they will want to take out from what happened just over a decade ago and rewriting.
Bring them all out too. Do what the Hurricanes are doing with all their old throwback players. Bring all the old Legion of Boom back. Michael Irvin
just disgracefully ripped up for a 60-year-old man.
I know. Just on the sideline, just barking.
It's just. But yeah, why isn't Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, get the band together? Bobby Wagner's still contracted to an NFL team, so he got Bobby's
still playing. Gets her in his commander's jersey. Bobby, get out. Sorry.
No. But yeah, that's one that I'm watching. The narrative on this game between the upstart Drake May this early in his career and people wondering whether we're seeing iterations of something past.
And just quick, I mean, we mentioned it earlier in the season on NFL Afters. We talked about, that draft class. We went through your takes. There are two that if you just swap the takes around, it would have been perfect.
Oh, absolutely. Darts.
Absolute darts. But I mean, people forget, like Sam Darnold, he's younger than Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's younger than Josh Allen. He's younger than Baker Mayfield. That's like when you look at them, like you think that just because he's been around, and maybe there's been more talk and moving through those franchises. But yeah, I mean, they could be on something.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is he wasn't, when quarterbacks go through this, and quarterbacks picked really high in the draft and they go through struggles. And sometimes it's because they don't have a certain level of play, or sometimes they need to be kicked into certain gear. Sam Darnold, the potential was never the issue, and the flashes were there.
Yeah.
And those moments where you're like, oh, wow, look at the way he spins it. He's not like an Alex Smith, where Alex Smith went through a really tough time early in his career. First overall picked infamously ahead of Aaron Rodgers, all that kind of stuff. But Alex Smith went through a ton of change, lacked confidence, and he got built back. But Alex Smith's skill set was getting everything he possibly could out of his game to get to a position where you're featuring late in the postseason on the initially 49ers and then having a little bit of success there with the Chiefs before Mahomes took over. But with Darnold, it was more about, can you just get him in a position of stability? Just can you get him in a decent supporting cast to allow him to make the right decisions? Because if what he does is
like,
go and play
in Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean,
we saw a very competent quarterback. Again, I know we talked about he got bounced out, but again, I just thought they got off him real quick because they decided 9.
Yeah, they got JJ McCarthy and the decision was made. Well, the decision you made now sees.
I don't know why you couldn't keep him for another season anyway and just be like, we could still sit JJ McCarthy and like, there's so many quarterbacks that have had success sitting.
I know it's a different league. Yeah. Like, I know it's a different league.
It's not the league we grew up with.
But ESPN's own Troy Aikman was benched during the playoffs.
Yeah.
As the dynasty was building and getting ready to take over in the 90s. Troy Aikman, number 1 overall pick, absolute Captain Cowboy.
Yeah.
Like, if that player, that heralded a talent and can speak with merit of what they went through and how they came back from it, like these days it's like, well, if you don't start them within 6 weeks, they're going to be upset or get bored. Or it's like, no. Like Mahomes.
Well, look, we started Shedeur Sanders and now he's starting in a Pro Bowl.
We'll get to that in a minute. But look, it's for the 2018 class. I don't think if we'd done a poll,
Sam Darnold will be the
6 months ago, this is the result.
Even when you and I were talking about it, we were like.
And the infamous bet that I have with a member of one of my leagues about whether Sam Darnold or Josh Allen will have a more successful NFL career has taken an interesting pivot.
Hey, you got time. You've got time. All right, should we move on to the Macca's Hot Mic?
We should move on to the Macca's Hot Mic, brought to you by our friends at McDonald's with that.
All right. Well, I mean, we were just kind of talking about
there.
This is a Sam Darnold take. He's a friend of the show, Daniel Muggleton, who is also a massive Jets fan.
Yes.
And here is his take. It's a minute 30. It's a long one.
Okay.
It's about Sam Darnold and maybe a relative of his as well.
All right, let's get into the Sam Darnold love fest, lads. Come on, former New York Jet Sam Darnold going to the Super Bowl. Great story. How could you not love it? The Jets, such a bad organization. We turned him into the kid from The Sixth Sense. He's seeing ghosts out there. Then he plays for 3 other teams before landing at the Seattle Seahawks. Now they're in the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's ever happened before. A guy on his 5th team making his first Super Bowl. That's crazy. The other thing I love, 2 14-win seasons in a row. The only other player to do that, Tom Brady. So that's pretty good company. And then, just quickly, because I did a deep dive on the Wikipedia, Sam Darnold, hard luck story, because he graduated high school and was 6'5" and ended up in the NFL at 6'3". So he's lost 2 inches in height in 3 years of life. But, I think that's a pretty masculine trait, adding a couple of inches to a measurement. And my favorite Sam Darnold fact is I think the kid was destined for greatness because his grandfather is an actor by the name of Dick Hammer. That is his grandfather's name, Dick Hammer. He's a Marlboro Man actor. He died from lung cancer, obviously, at the age of 69. Dick Hammer died at 69. Come on. That is good gear. Let's go Seahawks.
When I say 6'9" is the original 6'7".
Oh God.
I was going to talk about Dick Hammer because I love Dick Hammer.
Right.
I was doing my own research and then Dan sent this through, so I was like, I got a bit more to add because this man is like legendary. He played basketball for USC, where Sam Darnold went. He made it to the Final Four. Then he transitioned into volleyball, represented the American team, the 1964 Olympics. Then came back, got into acting in LA, and to get ready for a role in what's the show called? Emergency, I think it was.
Sure.
Where he played a firefighter. They were like, do you want to go learn how to be a firefighter? So I was like, all right, I'll go learn to be a firefighter. So he was playing a firefighter while actually being a firefighter, the Los Angeles County Fire Department. And then later in life became one of the first original iconic Marlboro men.
He's a burly man.
Yeah.
Mustachioed
man. I know.
It's impressive. And you know what? Those that basketball traits,
yeah,
they carry down multiple generations because I tell you, Sam Darnold on the hardwood.
Really? I did not
know
nice.
This. He had some handles.
He, at college,
he had a floater.
I
I think it would have been high school. I don't think he got a lot of recruitment offers from basketball at the collegiate level. But let's not sleep on Sam Darnold, the vision, the handles, the delivery, the shot. He was nice with it.
Did you see? I saw him doing an interview, and he was originally going to be a linebacker. He was playing linebacker at high school because there was a quarterback there who'd been waiting. He was maybe a year or two older than him. So like Sam was playing quarterback, but they went, well, this guy's waited, mate. You're going to have to transition into a linebacker.
There was posts going around from I think someone that Sam Darnold beat out either at the high school or college level who's like a Seahawks, like he's a Seattle local.
Yeah.
And he posted, he's like, when the guy who beat you out and ended your career is now taking your hometown team to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you could ever wish for.
Sam needs some of this, all right?
Yeah.
He deserves it. Sam also gets an honorary contribution to the White Boy Mondays playlist.
Yes.
Sam Darnold, who told us during our visit to Seahawks camp that if there was any concert, old school, from back in the day that he could go see, get in the time capsule, it would be Nirvana. That's who he would love to go and see in concert to smell that teen spirit. I'm just curious about which track. I mean, that is the obvious one. Smells Like Teen Spirit is the anthem. But for me, I'd like to see In Bloom added to the playlist. I think it's got some punch. It's got some delivery. And it's got the type of vibes I need on a White Boy Mondays playlist.
I mean, last week I went for more like upbeat, and I had the Eminem, the classic or like popular choice.
Yes.
So I want to go something a bit differently because I think sometimes you can really get a good pump on by listening to like a slower song and get you a bit angry.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite, I'm in my vinyl loss.
Oh God, yes.
And I bought them Nirvana playing MTV Live,
yes,
which is one of the greatest unplugged
yes.
live performances I've ever seen. I have it on vinyl now. And Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
Yeah.
That is just
to be about
song.
14 and truly.
I was listening to that and I'm crying and angry. Don't even have a girlfriend, never had a girlfriend. And I'm where did you my girl don't lie to me.
That's what you got up to last night.
And I remember my dad just opened the door and like, nope, shut the door again.
No, it's like one of those bands that like you've heard them before you get to that age, but listening and truly discovering Nirvana in those early teen years, it's a special time.
Well, I saw the Foo Fighters here in Australia. They did a one-off show in Launceston. And Dave Grohl was doing an interview, and one of his daughters started listening to Nirvana. He walked in and she was listening to it. And for obvious reasons, it's not something that he always brings up or talks about. Tragic passing of obviously Kurt Cobain. But she was just asking about like the lyricism, and she was like just really fascinated by it. And he was like, it was a really nice bonding experience. And he's like, we were angsty, we were hurting. It's at a time where like, in that, especially like in Seattle, it was just bloomed into this thing all around the world. Yeah. So I think great choices to add to our
and you know what
playlist.
I'm excited for the outro music we're going to get all week on studio shows, the ESPN studio shows, of course. But the play to add tracks that we're going to get with Seattle featuring. Yeah. You're going to get a good bit of Chris Cornell going, which I mean, any day where you get a good bit of Chris Cornell going is a great day. Okay, moving on. Deeper into the Macca's
Mike's.
hot Mike.
Oh, this-
we have Alan.
Yeah, Alan
Christensen.
Won a flag with Geelong.
Yeah.
Played 10+ years in the AFL.
Yeah.
And I've been getting him into it. He's a mate, and I've been really like hit him hard.
Is he an
Like, mate, you got to
Eagles
get
fan?
around this. No, he hasn't picked a team yet, and he
Good.
refused to pick the Eagles because he goes he'd rather pick someone that I don't like. So we have that rivalry.
Good.
But he wants a good team that like he doesn't want to support the Cowboys. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
Question will be, obviously the game's at Levi Stadium this week, and being here in Australia, our biggest game is played at the MCG. How do you think the two stadiums' atmospheres will compare, and the two fan bases, what sort of atmosphere they create compared to what we see at an AFL Grand Final?
Look, I've been lucky enough to see a couple of AFL Grand Finals.
I have not.
I have not played in one. He has played in one and won one. And I imagine that's a great feeling.
Must be nice.
But I have seen a Super Bowl as well.
How do you compare?
They're just very different. Super Bowl is this thing on like steroids. I try to explain to people. Like it's if you haven't been, like they set up like temporary, like what do you call them, houses and stuff for brands and stuff like within the city of New Orleans. The money that's in it is mind blowing. Yeah. Like there's just, it's not, and I'm just talking about more than just the actual game itself. But again, like 100,000 at the MCG is also like very impressive. Like that is like stadium, like, because I've also been at the MCG when it's not completely full.
What's the G like on Grand Final Day in terms of the crowds? Is it pure football fan, like pure footy fans?
No, the biggest difference would be like I went last year, year before when it was Katy Perry performing.
Sure.
And there were a lot of like Katy Perry fans.
Out of all the local codes, they've invested heavily in their halftime offerings.
Which look, I also think I think brings eyeballs in. I mean, if you look in the Super Bowl, does the exact same thing. I mean, Katy Perry has also played a Super Bowl.
Yes.
So I actually applaud them for doing that because I think it puts eyeballs on the game. But again, like last year, I was I was lucky enough to sit like in the bleachers, like with Eagles fans amongst Kansas City fans, and like it was like it's ravenous. Like there are people standing the entire time. They do not want to sit down. Whereas like when I was at the MCG, like I'm sitting there supporting the Sydney Swans, watching them get blown out by the Brisbane Lions. So I think the game matters.
Do they do that occasionally, those Swans?
They've got a history. But look, I think I think Super Bowl is incredible. I love it. I think the AFL do a great job. I think the Super Bowl is more impressive. I think if you really want to go and experience that in the pre-game and everything around it, it is one of the must-dos on like a sporting bucket list. But again, the thing to me about the atmosphere, I'm really interested to see what it's like because, I mean, I'm sure the 49ers fans don't want the Seahawks to win in their stadium.
No, maybe that's actually when I was thinking about neutrals being very, very heavily sided to the Seahawks and all they bring. Maybe except for those residents of San Francisco. I'm not sure they're down.
They may riot. The Seahawks win. It's not Patriots fans. It's just 49ers.
No, it's just 49ers and not in our house.
Open up the power plant.
Open up the power plant.
Open up the power plant.
Oh, okay. Next up, we've got Michael, regular caller from Brisbane, who has some thoughts about those pesky Patriots.
Hey guys, happy Monday. I saw that New England are back in the Super Bowl. Is Tom Brady out of retirement?
I mean, his question there is, he did message me as well. He's like, is Drake May the next Tom Brady? And we've talked about this.
Far too likable. Brady
hasn't had enough work done yet.
Brady having a bit of a face turn with his commentary efforts, as we've mentioned.
No, it is, yeah.
But yeah, is he the next Tom Brady? I think he's a very different quarterback. A very, very different quarterback. The legs we just talked about, the things that he does so overtly well is stuff that, wasn't on Brady's checked list coming out as a prospect, as a young quarterback. He showed the world 7 times over and made them remember. I think we shall see about the cold-bloodedness in the iciest of moments. That's a lot of mixed freezing metaphors all happening right there. But is he the next Tom Brady? Let's see in that pressure cooker. He's going to be up against nasty defense. He's going to be up against this version that Brady went up against.
Yeah.
This era's version of that. But that's one of the big mysteries. We can point to so many things on paper. That's one of the big mysteries that makes this Patriots team hard to peg down is that, look, we've seen him do it against Josh Allen. He deserves credit in terms of your big, poster boy matchups this season. But beyond that, it's been pretty slim pickings.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of Dylan Gabriel action in that schedule this year.
Yeah, and look, you don't know. Like again, injury, so many things play into a career, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you mentioned it last week. You know, there's the that guy from Kansas City. I think he's injured at the moment.
Yeah,
He's been all right.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, he's won a few, hasn't he?
Just a couple.
Could come back and win some more.
Yeah.
So yeah, too early to tell.
I think the quarterback gauntlet that he's going to have to consistently go through when healthy on the AFC side of things is really different. But I also, when you look at what Brady accomplished, I think there's some, and it might come up in this. We might come up in this very, very contest up against that nasty Seahawks front. But the protection in front of Brady was, and he helped it with how cerebral he was and how well he operated there. But what Dante Scarnecchia, who was a long-time offensive line coach, what they put in front of Brady, keeping him upright, letting him get the ball out and operate on schedule, that was a huge part, particularly throughout his career, really. But there was a huge framework of that around early on. We will see if that framework exists for young Mr. Drake May up against the Seahawks front.
We've got another one here.
Mm-hmm.
This is Nick from Sydney.
Yes.
This is a should do a take.
A should do a take.
Let's have a listen.
So here I am, walking into work, commuting, reading the ESPN. Shedeur Sanders to replace Drake May in the Pro Bowl. LOL. I have to quickly go and look up the definition of what the Pro Bowl actually is. The NFL's showcase all-star event, showcasing the best players from each conference. Shedeur Sanders threw for 1,400 yards, had 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Big lefty Horesh, you could do better. It would be close. You could be a Pro Bowl quarterback, a replacement. What is going on here? Brings the whole thing into disrepute, as far as I'm concerned.
There needs to be an investigation.
Nick's not happy.
No.
We'll see what the future of the Pro Bowl is. I think it's very, very murky at best.
Yeah.
But this has been going on a while with quarterbacks getting, Snoop Huntley got a call up, and, you look at quarterbacks that with replacements and all that kind of stuff that racked up multiple Pro Bowl appearances, and it got on equal level playing terms in terms of Pro Bowl honors that some of the greats that we've seen over, the course of NFL history. And that's like the nature of how these things evolve. But I mean, the fan vote side of things, the popularity contest side of things, the lack of football merit that go, I know it's games. It's not a Pro Bowl anymore. Yeah. We have flag football and all sorts of fun events going on. It's on Tuesday this week, so it's in Super Bowl week this time around. But yeah, it's a tough look. And
just quickly, any thoughts on like fixing it? Because I've always thought go back, like we talked about the other, you did.
Yes.
You're talking about the throwing comp.
I want the throwing comp back.
But I'd love to bring in more again, and again, it's hard with
and it's not the only sport. NBA's dealing with it.
Yeah, no, they all are. But I'm I think you need to lean to that more fun side, letting other athletes. If it doesn't have to be necessarily the NBA or the MLB, you could bring in athletes overseas from their off seasons, or maybe want to be involved in it.
Like a celebrity game
thing,
or something.
Yeah, just bringing in more games and things, and making it fun to watch and in a game, and also then the social media clips, because it's going to go. Because I think the actual game itself is now just done
once. And yeah, we mentioned, I think Kevin Garnett was talking about the NBA All-Star Game. It's once LeBron went one-on-one against Kobe in one of these games, and Kobe slapped the floor, said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
And LeBron passed the ball away. Yeah. That was kind of a moment in the NBA All-Star lore and history, and it's gone a certain direction. And yeah, we're very far away from the Sean Taylor hits. We're very far away from I think Brandon Marshall got a really bad injury in a Pro Bowl one year, and it impacted his following season during his prime. But how to fix it? I'd bring back some contests that people want to see. I like the long throw. Yeah. I think it's just something really simple and fun.
I just think where the money is and everything in all these sports, I'm they're just not going to.
I mean, do we do a 40 contest?
Yeah,
the fastest man in league.
Fastest man, yeah.
Fastest man in throw. And you know what? You want to speak to young people? Throw his name's in it. Throw iShow Speed in there.
Yeah, put him in.
Put him in. Throw
Bring man in. What's the American who just won who's the 100-meter?
Noah Lyles.
Yeah, he could be a world champion. We can bring in people all around the world.
I mean, we could. I mean, do we do some strongman stuff?
Can I just quickly say what I watched yesterday, day before? Yeah. The guy climbed a building. Did you watch that? Oh, God, the free climbing?
Yeah,
You're not into it?
I'm so scared of heights that I just cannot logically get on board with this behavior.
My heart is beating. I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, what if he falls off? There was no parachute. There was no I'm like, this can't be real.
I just watched the NFC Championship game. I don't need that.
I'm like, what? Because I watched on the weekend as well. I was up late at one point, and I was like watching guys fill up cups, but they're blindfolded, so they have to hear it and pour water into it before it like spills over the edge.
We have such different weekends. My weekend is trying to get YouTube to stop playing Pokemon faux David Attenborough style documentary.
I watched them though. We do it the same weekend. I was watching them.
I was
watching one about Onyx. Onyx was the king of the cave until he met, and then he turns into steel.
Once those videos get a hold of your algorithm, by the way, it is over. It is over.
Yeah. Lugia is the queen under the sea. She waits patiently until the world is in distress, and she must help out.
It's absolutely by the way, the copyright infringements going on that on those things is wild.
Yeah, I know.
I just think it's a race to see who can sue first.
Yeah, but I'm like games. So my point of him climbing the building, which I'm like, weird. Because what happens if he fell off? Do they show that? Do they cut away? They said it was like,
yeah.
But I'm like, what happens like the climbing event? Bring in other people in other sports, or even like they don't have to be classic sports. And like do another little like rock climbing event or something. Just little.
Don't say breakdancing. Don't say breakdancing. God. That's where we need to be. Oh, please let the ISO be working.
Like again, the 100-meter sprint, 100 yard. Like I don't know. I just think make it fun, make it good.
Yeah.
Bring in if you got musicians. If Bad Bunny's a funny guy. He's in the Adam Sandler movie. Yeah. Bring in a golf comp. A lot of them love golf. Let's do a longest drive. That's
a great shout because a lot of them do like YouTube golf stuff.
Yep.
Sam Darnold has been on massive. Josh Allen has.
Yep.
They form a trio with I think it's Kyle Allen who's got a few starts for the Panthers back in the day. Backup quarterback.
I know Russ goes to Hawaii every year for a golf trip.
Yeah, I mean they're all out there. Like
do that.
It's
get
one
a
of their
drive comp. Get a top golf thing going.
It was a joke in one of the pieces we just put up from when we spoke to a bunch of these players earlier this year, and it's like it's Jax Powers Johnson, JPJ, who's actually was down at the Oz Open recently of the Raiders. It was the man Butter, Brandon Aubrey, for the Dallas Cowboys kicker. It was Sam Darnold. It was our man from the Los Angeles Chargers, Ladd McConkey. And it's like, what's your sneaky summer hobby? And each of them like, I can't say golf because everyone knows that. And it was just a super cut of them all just saying, Sam Darnold loves golf. Like, do something like that. That should
that'll make it so
throw
much
that
fun.
on YouTube. Get a bunch of the big YouTube golfers out there.
Get Bryson to come in. Literally, get him to come in and host it and hit with him.
You get Bryson. You get the Bob Does Sports. You throw Grant Hawk.
Make the Pro Bowl fun.
That is a way that I think you get buy-in, and that's also a way that you could get some competitive juice going amongst these.
Do an eating competition, a wing eating competition,
offensive line wing eating competition, hosted by Joey Chestnut.
Chestnut, yes.
God, Congratulations, we fixed the Pro Bowl. Bang.
You're welcome.
You've been afters, son.
Oh, I know what I'm putting in the video this week.
That's one hell of a time to debut that line going into Super Bowl week. All right, Nick from Sydney, thank you for delivering whatever the hell that just was. All right, next up, Dom Field, staying in Sydney because, look, that's where your Super Bowl punter Michael Dixon is from, and that's where some of the best calls are coming from. Dom Field from Sydney.
Here we go.
G'day, boys. It's Dom Field, the Tree of Wisdom from the Wiggles here, and I want to give you my opinion, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. I think Bo Nix is the most disrespected QB in the league right now.
Not even close.
Let's go back to when he was drafted, his draft class. Caleb Williams, Daniels, May, McCarthy, and Penix all taken before him. Think of how highly Caleb, Daniels, and May are talked about right now. Now, rightly so. They're doing well. They're young guys killing it in the league. Bo Nix doesn't get anywhere near the chat that those guys get. It's crazy to me. Ever since he's been at the Broncos, what has he done? 2 10-plus winning seasons. Killing it. This year, the number one seed. They've had playoff wins. He's doing everything he can. He just knocked off Josh Allen. And again, the chat just isn't there. I see so much about Drake May, so much about Caleb. It is wild. And he's out here killing it.
No. Here's why. I think we have a good idea who Drake May is.
Yeah,
I think we're developing a pretty good idea who Caleb is, which is running and has the most must-watch healthy quarterback in the NFL right now. Don't want to disrespect the likes of Patrick Mahomes, but it hasn't been must-watch offense for a while there in Kansas City. They did bring back Sleeping with Bieniemy though. Yeah, Eric Bieniemy back. There's a lot of head coaching talk going on. That's just your sneaky snake take.
Yeah,
could be the most pivotal coaching hire of the offseason.
Yeah.
But no, he's not. He's not, because we don't exactly know who Bo Nix is. We have weeks where he slings it about and he's got a really piercing ball flight when he wants to, particularly in kind of the hash mark area, and he can deliver some absolute strikes. And then it seems like there's weeks where he plays to a level that Sean Payton doesn't want to take the training wheels off the offense.
Yeah.
I think also, let's think about who he's playing with now. While his wide receiver weapons aren't amazing, I love RJ Harvey, but it's not like he's got Jimmy Gibbs back there.
Yeah. Jimmy Gibbs
back there.
Shout out to me.
He has a fantastic defense. He has a very good offensive line. And he has Sean Payton. That's some pretty strong framework around him. Jaden Daniels does not have that on defense, and I'm not as high as Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams has had flawed rosters. Caleb Williams, the circus level plays that he can go to is beyond what a Bo Nix can do in those individual moments. I'm not talking about down-to-down consistency here. But also what Caleb has an opportunistic defense, a decent offensive line, an improved offensive line. He has better wide receiver. But no, I don't think he's the most underrated. I think he's early in his career. I think there's some limitations that Nix has. And quite frankly, I think it's disrespectful. And I don't get to say a lot here about a certain team. But the most underrated and the most underappreciated and the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL is Rain Dakota Prescott. Okay, we can't sit here this year. Edit culture in football is at a beautiful place right now. We're getting some absolute
great
heat
people
seekers.
doing stuff out there.
And we've got one cooking up that I'm looking forward to dropping this week on the ESPN Australia New
the one
Zealand
you
socials.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a good one. Good idea.
But all these clips people are talking about, we don't get to see cerebral quarterbacks, playing, 4D chess at line of scrimmage anymore. They're based off like Kirk Cousins behind the scenes clips or things that Peyton Manning would say or Tom Brady would say. And then people responding with, have a look at what Dak Prescott does at line of scrimmage. You want to talk about one of the last cerebral assassins that operates beyond physical limitations, can't run as fast as he used to, has never had an absolute power arm or anything like that. Dak Prescott, what we saw this year, which was for most of the season playing at an all-pro level with an unprofessional defense.
I threw him in the MVP conversation at some point.
And he deserves to be up there this year. And thanks for the new defensive coordinator. By the way. Yeah.
He's good too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's another great signing.
Yeah. But no, I think there's far more underappreciated quarterbacks. I still think Justin Herbert's underappreciated. I know what his postseason record looks like. But no, for me, it's still Dak Prescott. And I think Dak will get the benefit of that as he gets older into this part of his career that he was knocked. I think a lot of people have pointed to him kind of being like a Matthew Stafford and wondering whether does he need the Stafford second chapter at a wholesome, more football focused operation to reach this, the levels that he needs to. So I love the call in.
Trade Dak to the Rams.
Dom, I love the call in, but and I know you are the tree of wisdom, but I'm just
I'm the NFL. You've been aftered,
son.
Is that what it was? You've been aftered, son. I am. All right.
I did not say that to Charlie at home, by the way.
Charlie, call me if you need help. All right, last one from Millie from Sydney, another regular fan of the show.
Absolutely.
This one is more down the, pop culture lane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a listen from Mill.
Hey guys, Millie again. We're creating our own Australian NFL team. Who's in it? I'm thinking Delta Goodrum, surely.
Now, I have reached out to Mill, and I don't know why she's picked Delta.
In what position?
What's she doing? What does she bring?
What's the
role? What does she offer?
I can't say I'm
Is it the versatility
the biggest Delta fan?
She's like done the acting on Neighbours. She's done the singing. She's like host of The Voice, X Factor, or something.
Sure.
She's still doing. I don't know. Is it she can play both sides of the ball? And she's had a long career.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. And she's injured.
All right. So we're plucking celebrities to play this, and you've got some notes.
Yeah,
I'd like to let you run here, and I will chime in.
All right, so
scathing criticism.
I went with no athletes.
No
can't
athletes.
Be an athlete.
Yeah, right. I like that.
So I've gone with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. At what position?
Defensive end. Looks like he was created in the lab to rush quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've seen that shirt off. He does all those training videos for Thor. This man has, that. I'm not gonna say he is Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald is just the rip body. And then I just said, Thor, that strength, that's automatic edge pressure. I'll put him up defensive end.
Listen, when it comes to Chris Hemsworth, appearances, it's outrageous, right?
Yeah.
But, and he's born and bred here, outdoor Aussie upbringing, sporting, all that kind of stuff. But if we're going with an Australian actor that has at times got the rig off in Hollywood with not as impressive results, but impressive results.
Yep.
That I trust to, put physicality on the line, throw his body around. I think we've seen it in the movies. I think we've seen it in his physical comedy. Give me Eric Banner every day of the week. Eric Banner, I want you patrolling middle of the field. I see Eric Banner as a strong safety, just willing to come down against the run, fill the gap, lay body on the line, good tackle
Like
technique.
an Earl Thomas type?
Maybe a Harrison Smith type.
Okay.
Yeah. Eric Banner. That's, played chopper.
Played chopper.
So there's an internal aggression.
Great as a strong safety. That's what they put me away for, just bending so many blokes over and just snapping them in two.
Just sees Neville Bartos coming over the middle on a little crossing route. Bang!
Watch out, Neville.
If we're going with obviously not at the physical specimen, at the heartthrob level of a Hemsworth who's on an S tier, but it's still an imposing presence when he wants to. He put it all on the line in Troy, gave it all up for the team and family. Give me Eric Banner.
Okay, I was going to argue there with Chris, but I've got one better because I did have another one here, which I think you'll like. Because one of my favorite Eric Banner moments in his career, and he's had so many, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Eric Banner fan, is his appearance on Kath and Kim.
Yes.
One of the greatest pieces of Australian film, TV. Like, if you haven't watched Kath and Kim, do yourself a favor. It is the best. I'm going to pick another bloke that played Gary Poole, Mick Malloy. I'm going to pick Big Mickey as an offensive lineman, low center of gravity, impossible to move, built for just getting in there, getting dirty, meat pie fueled endurance. I've seen him eating a meat pie at the footy and sucking back some beers. That's what an offensive lineman does. Give me Mick Malloy.
Now, I have been in an NFL locker room at the same time right next to Mick Malloy before. Yep.
Okay, there you go.
So I'm going to recuse myself from any commentary here, and I'll take that offline. But if you see me at Radio Row at Super Bowl week, I'll tell you that.
Tell us through. That's good. Good gear. I reckon there's more of that. Maybe we do some more another time.
We might need to put together our Aussie All Pro team.
I'll ask Millie what it was about Delta, and then we can maybe build upon it.
Intrigued. All right, moving on from that, and that is the final one this week from a wide span.
We are at an hour too, by the way.
Oh, God, we better get a wriggle on. All right, time for We Got History, brought to you by StatMate. From Macca's to StatMate, here we go. The Ledger, 6 for me, 7 for you. We both picked winners this time around. I thought that Cortland Sutton would not be able to get free and create big plays, get over 50 yards. Looked at the bomb, unlike some people on the Denver Broncos coaching staff. Sean.
Mr. Payton.
Kevin James. So that did not
I love
salute.
Paul Blart.
And within one quarter, Kenneth Walker had saluted.
Yeah.
As you thought he would. Playing, as we mentioned, playing career best football. So we have no game, obviously, in the next 7 days. It is the best part of 2 weeks before they suit up, those Patriots and those Seahawks. But we do have some honors, and we're looking at some of the tips here. Some of the folks that we're tipping to run away or take out or close out these victories. And look, I'm going to start from the top here. I think I'm going to put one. I don't see the MVP going any other way than Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
This is a regular season award, so nothing that happened on the weekend is going to impact that, whether you think that's QB wins or whether you think that's the vast difference in statistics that these two quarterbacks, May and Stafford, have put up over the last couple of weeks. But I think Stafford's heading towards adding a regular season MVP to his what I think is likely a Hall of Fame career at this point. I know they always say that, 2 Super Bowls, that'll get you in there. Probably Eli. But Stafford, with the counting stats he has, the postseason career that he's added since going to the Rams, his reputation around the league, and adding this kind of individual. I know it's not what they were chasing. He'd gladly trade in another Super Bowl appearance for an MVP. But no, I got Stafford. I think 46 touchdowns on the season. Over 4,700 yards, and just the degree of difficulty of some of his throws. His highlight reel at the end of this season is going to be unbelievable. And it's just a question of which track off the White Boy Mondays playlist that we actually roll out underneath it.
Look, I think this guy's definitely going to win. There may be not much value in it, but Jackson Smith in Jigba for the NFL Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
But while I'm throwing his name out, I think there might be a little bit of juice in him being the actual MVP of Super Bowl licks, LX.
Yes.
The favorite at the moment is Sam Darnold, but I think if Sam Darnold has a big game, it will also mean JSN has a big game. If we look there the other weekend, Sam had 346 yards. Of them, 153 belong to JSN.
And the way he's doing it, yes, is red zone production. The stabbing one-handed grab. The going above the rim through contact.
He can do it all, really.
There's no part of the field. Lining up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Running concepts out of there. Yeah.
And when he's in the backfield as well, and like I think that one of those plays, they went to him like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And the defense couldn't do anything. They just kept going to him. He's lining up next to him. He was like, he's not there to block guys.
It will be very, very interesting to see how they deploy Christian Gonzalez up against JSN. And just
Before
a sneaky
they trade
thing
him
off,
to the Eagles.
And just a
for AJ
sneaky
Brown.
thing. Yeah, for AJ Brown. And just something to while we're just throwing forward to that game, there's just been a little someone who's rumbling and just making a little bit of noise. A little bit of noise last couple of weeks.
Yep.
And it's not been a prolific season. And in the changing of the guard of veteran receivers between the Rams and the Seahawks, Devontae Adams making his way to the Rams to fill the role that was held by Cooper Kupp. But Cooper Kupp, we've just had some little hints of old playoff Cooper here and there, just some big spots with some big key downs, red zone production. He had a nice game out against the San Francisco 49ers in that absolute pummeling. And then 4 for 6 for 36 yards, but a touchdown. But again, that huge 3rd and 7 conversion. By the way, I mean, we got history. Rams. There's a chapter of Rams. I got a lot of respect for the Rams football organization. Very excited for them to come out. There's a chapter of Rams football fandom that was claiming that was an incomplete pass on the 3rd and 7 when we extended.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't.
Saying where was the football move? Where was the 3 steps? He held the ball with 2 hands securely and extended. There's your football move.
Yeah, no.
And Rams fans, let's not be throwing around suspect calls involving receivers, Nickel, Roby, Coleman, lest we forget about that. So,
What do you say?
I'm not dipping in 3 times in one game. The only other one here for We've Got History that I just want to point out.
Yep.
All right. We're talking about AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, the Associated Press Offensive Rookie of the Year. Ted McMillan is the odds-on favorite to run away with this one. But after him in the long shots, there's a couple of quarterbacks there. And Jackson Dart is positioned ahead of Tyler Shuck in the favoritism. And that is absolute madness. If you watch these guys play, yes, there were injuries. Both teams dealt with it. You know, Chris Olave was healthy this season. Obviously, Malik Neighbors wasn't.
Yep.
You know, it's a aging backfield there in New Orleans. And we saw what happened with Cam Scatterboo, which was a really rough injury to watch. But I don't see how anyone could watch the tape and think that Tyler Shuck hasn't been insanely more impressive at the quarterback position than Jackson Dart. I don't recall Tyler Shuck being schemed away from during his performances. Better win-loss record, better through the air. Jackson Dart more productive as a runner. But
But also leading with his head, spending time in the tent, missing games.
Tyler Shuck having plenty of moments with his legs as well. There's some athleticism in him. So this is a point that I want to make, that if you're looking at the most impressive rookie quarterback, I can't go away from Tyler Shuck, and he should be far closer to the conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year than he is for who was actually the best, rookie quarterback. I think that's a bit of shameful. Let's get some tape watching going on there.
All right, great take. Let's punch through Jimmy's Blitz then
and get on out of here.
We didn't get it last week, so I'll go through all 5 this week.
Let's do it.
All right, first one.
At least 4 for 5 this week.
You can do it.
Prediction.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
I reckon you can go 5 for 5.
Wow.
Question 1. Who had more rushing yards this weekend? Was it, not weekend, yesterday, Drake May or Kenneth Walker III?
Give me Kenneth Walker III.
No, it was Drake May.
Well, there's my miss.
There's your miss. So Drake May had 65 yards. Kenneth had 62.
Yeah.
3 yards in it.
But those yards were ridiculous.
Yeah, great yards. All right. Who would win a fight, according to ChatGPT, between a Seahawk and a New England Patriot?
Patriots have firearms from memory from some of the
but they were slow to
emblems.
reload.
They were.
Slow to reload.
Probably a Patriot.
Or is it?
A Seahawk.
It's a Seahawk, Laurie. Here it is, straight from ChatGPT. In a straight-up fight, the Seahawk probably takes it. It's not even that close. A Seahawk is basically a flying weapon, razor-sharp talons, a hook beak designed to tear flesh, and the unfair advantage of flight.
Sort of wild video on. I'm not sure if it was. I didn't take the time to check whether it was AI, and it was like a Seahawk or a massive hawk, basically taking a ram,
picking it up,
and dropping it off a cliff.
Sheep, you can do that, mate.
And just dropped it from a height, and then went and Got some.
Got some. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. You're none for two.
Beware the Seahawks. Yeah. So there goes 4.
What stadium hosted the first ever Super Bowl? Was it the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum or the Orange Bowl Stadium?
Give me the Coliseum.
It was a Coliseum in
Yeah.
LA. The second one was Orange Bowl in Miami. All right. Blind rank these stadium foods. Laurie and I will be heading over to the Super Bowl and probably partaking in a little nibble. All right. First up, blind ranking. You got hot dogs.
Yeah. They're solid.
Yeah. You are the glizzy gobbler.
Used to me. Hot dogs are solid. I'll put them at 3.
You put them at 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Hot dogs from Big Brother at 3. Burgers.
Hot dog.
Remember
Oh
hot
my
dogs?
God, I do.
What's he doing?
Oh, don't want to know.
Burgers.
Cameos, maybe? Burgers. Burgers are great, but it's not really a stadium food. It's a bit full on for the stadium.
gets
It
some
limits
slides
your
and
hands and
hand
stuff like
stuff?
that. Let's put that at 4. Did you
Put it
just
at
say
4.
hand stuff?
It limits hand stuff
Oh
because
my
you got to
God.
hold them together.
Oh, between hot dogs and
Get it
hand
in.
stuff, you are 14 again.
I never left 14. Watching the Pokemon National Geographic things. All right, number 3, you got the nachos.
Yeah, it's tough. Better in the States. We don't have them much here.
You don't really do it here. Over there,
No.
they're big. You can pump the cheese yourself.
Yeah.
You can it depends. And there's different versions. Sometimes like just the cheese and the chips. You get a guac.
Yeah, I know I'm pigeonholing myself in here because this is going to be. I'm going to put it at 5.
You put it okay.
Yeah, I don't. I think the cheese is sus, and the
Plasticky?
meat's sus.
Yeah.
And I just don't think, and it's not aging well, and then you're left in a bad spot.
I'll be
Particularly if
honest,
it's a heavy one.
I bought a nachos with a closed box
Yeah.
at the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So and then when I got it, I thought it was going to be, and it was just the cheese and the chips, but it had gone
Oh,
cold. So
yeah.
the cheese
And
was
just the
all rubber,
congeal factor.
And then the chips were so salty, so I had to keep drinking beers.
I also once got poutine from a Toronto Maple Leafs feeder game.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Well, next
Yeah.
up, Putin. No. You've only got 1 and 2 left.
Yeah.
Next up
These better be good.
is one you won't find, I don't think, at Levi Stadium. Meat pies.
Oh, yeah.
Meat pie.
Yeah.
You want to put meat pie?
It's so good.
It is.
I'm trying to think what I'd put above it. Like can it be a good meat pie?
It could be a great meat
Yeah,
pie.
like an elite meat pie.
Elite meat pie.
It's getting,
However
the
you
one.
want it.
It's getting the 1.
It's getting the 1.
I don't think I could keep my passport if I said anything else.
No. All right, that leaves number 2, pizza.
Oh.
Just a pizza slice.
So we
You
don't
little
get
slice.
that very often here.
No.
But I have had it in the States, and it's great. Just
Yep,
one slice.
just one
Easy
slice.
to manage.
Yeah, it's not
Fold.
like a mini. Sometimes here in Australia we get a mini round pizza
No,
that's cut.
the personal pizza.
Yes, and it's mostly crust.
No.
Over there, they'll just give you a good
A
slice. Pizza.
And I'm happy. So I've gone
You got
meat pie,
a meat pie one,
slice of pizza,
pizza,
hot dog,
hot dogs,
yeah, hot dogs,
burgers,
Yep.
and nachos.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
I'll give you the point.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. There's also some thinking in here that I'm also probably holding like a kid's backpack and 6 toys for Charlie. And
yeah.
oh, did you really need that orange juice?
Yeah,
All right,
Dad's
sure.
got 4 beers. Dad, you really need 4 beers?
Dad hasn't had 4 beers in so long.
In which, last one. This is a bit of general knowledge.
Mm.
But Laurie and I are heading over to the States for the Super Bowl.
We are.
And because of that, Laurie, tell me, in which American state is it against the law to tie a giraffe to a street lamp or telephone pole? Is it A, Georgia,
Yeah.
B, California, we're going,
Mm.
C, Alabama, where I went, roll tide,
Yeah.
or D, Florida?
It's my thought is, why would you need this rule?
Great.
Why would you
thinking.
need that law?
Yeah.
Which state is most likely to have several headlines involving something like this? Florida, man.
It is Georgia.
Ah! Come on, Georgia, live.
I know, they were very popular back in the day.
What
Before
are
it
they
was the
doing in
Georgia
Atlanta?
Bulldogs, it was the Georgia Giraffes.
Giraffes.
Alliteration.
Oh, I thought I nailed it too.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think you got 1 out of 5.
No,
Two.
Two. Yeah, 2. But my rankings were elite.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 points for it. 5 out of 5. Well done.
Only so much left to blind rank when we've got 2 teams left in the NFL. Right. In this season, it is time for us to farewell for the postseason edition and the regular season. Last shows from the studio
here, from
before
the
we head
studios.
over to Radio Row. You're flying out Friday.
Friday.
I'm
No.
flying out Sunday. See you in San Francisco on Sunday. We have, just as a programming update, we have a ton of shows next week. 4 shows next week. Kicking off. It should be kicking off. Yes, I've done the date calculation. Greenwich Meridian, the international timeline. Going back to the international grammar school education, all that stuff. It's all playing into it. Airing starting on Wednesday Australian time, Thursday Australian time, Friday Australian time, and we've got to drop a fun little prop bet special on Saturday, dropping Australian time. We have shows coming, NFL Afters from Radio Row, prime time from Radio Row, there from the Airstream trailer set, courtesy of ESPN Radio.
There's plenty of stuff on the socials.
Tons of socials, interviews. The interviews have started to get locked in. And without giving much away, maybe there's a little reason to be excited.
I'm very excited. I mean, you should be, but I don't know if you are.
But we've got
into a category.
We've got all that coming in the next week. Enjoy the build up to the Pro Bowl. No, I mean the Super Bowl. No, sure, the Pro Bowl. Enjoy the build up to Super Bowl week. All the drama,
all the promo,
all the narrative, all the Sam Darnold, all the Drake May in Dragonite costumes, all of it. Enjoy it all. It's been a pleasure. We will see you not the same time, but the same place, same channel. From San Francisco, I am Laurie Horesh. This is
Jimmy.
And we will see you next time.
Dallas sucks. Go Birds.
Go Sam Darnold. And go Drake May. Stop waving.
You're just being NFL after, son.